when you take that first sip of coffee in the morning. Y'all remember that Mary Mary song? In the morning, you'll be alright. The sun's gonna shine. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Vlogmas. Yo, these days are going by really fast. It is Thursday, December 12th. What is happening? What is happening? Oh, before I forget, before I go into this video, I want to know what Vlogmases you guys are watching, because this weekend I'm going to carve out some much needed mindless time, because y'all, this week has been bananas, mentally and just emotionally and spiritually. I just need like a mindless moment. What Vlogmases are you, like, what channels are you watching? I don't care what it is. It could be family, it could be beauty, beauty influencers, it could be whoever. I just need to know who y'all are watching. So that's one. I just got back from working out, so I still have like my little jacket on that I wear in the morning. Today was a rough workout. Like, I was struggling, and typically I like to have coffee before I work out, so I'm like, you know, hey, I'm here, this is my cup, caffeine queen, because that is me. So some things that are on my mind for this morning. I have 2 events next weekend. My old roommate is getting married. You guys remember Lakia, and she's getting married next week. I'm so excited. I ordered a few dresses from Pretty Little Thing. Yesterday I posted a video about me being in Tulsa for Transformation Church, and I love the fact that so many of you are familiar with Transformation Church. They're just an amazing organization, and just the culture is just bananas. But I didn't even realize that the actual live stream was being rebroadcasted. And so while my video went live, the service that I was actually at was airing last night again, as if it was a live stream. And if you guys watched and saw the end part of it, that was the part that I was explaining to you guys, where they started singing Lord, I'm Available to You. Y'all, it got me again. It got me again. I was like, man, that was so good. But today's topic, I'll probably be talking about later on tonight, or maybe even during the day or something like that. I'm gonna look through some of your topics. I've been really, as always, intentional about the topics that I talk about in these videos, because I do feel like the Lord does lead me in the direction that He needs me to go. And if it ends up being more spiritual, then we're gonna go that route. But if it ends up being practical, then we're going that route too. But at the end of the day, I always want it to be something, like I said, that you walk away from, and not just fluff. Y'all, I can't stand fluff. Like, we don't do fluff over here. So I'm gonna get ready for my day. I'm gonna finish drinking my cup of coffee, because coffee is a love language, honestly. And I feel like International Coffee Day is every day. Okay, so we celebrate you coffee things. Y'all, I keep like letting the day slip by me, and what you just saw was yesterday. And now it's Friday, so you guys are probably gonna get this like later Friday night. But I figured I kind of just like, I am going back to that post on IG that I asked for you guys to just like put some topics for today. And man, my heart is so, I know I say this like in every video, but like, I really am so excited that you guys have been really genuinely loving the topic videos for Vlogmas. I feel like it's a good balance between kind of letting you guys into some of the things that kind of go on in my life, and some of the things that I like to talk about in my life. So right now I'm kind of working with the lighting from my laptop, because I don't even know where the day went, honestly. Today was my day off, like, completely from anything. And I kind of just let the daylight slip me by, and now I'm like, well, let's just carry on. So here are some of the things that I posted today on my IG story. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at loveMichelleAna. And some of the memes, I guess, or like, I love to repost positive like quotes or Bible verses or whatever in my IG story. Typically I get them from my Pinterest, and I actually post them on my Pinterest as well. It's loveMichelleAna as well. And yeah, so I like to repost stuff like that because I think that we all need a little bit of inspiration in our day. All right, computer, work with me. And I just kind of want to serve as that little piece of like light in the midst of the chaotic world of social media, right? And so here's what I posted today. One of the ones was don't waste today. The other one was somebody somewhere is depending on you to do what God has called you to do. Then the other one says, you're overthinking again. You got this. Oh, wait, this is something else I posted. But this says, you're overthinking again. You got this. And I actually reposted this from a friend of mine. I just think it's so funny that there's a theme here. I think that the end of the year oftentimes brings a level of maybe anxiety, and maybe a little bit of pressure. And I'll speak to, well, I won't speak for you guys, but I'll speak for myself. You guys know I keep a level of transparency over here. I don't want anyone to ever think that living a Christian life or a life for Jesus is easy, because it's any type of life you live, it ain't easy living out here in these streets. And so I think that there's this misconception that when you allow God into your life that everything is going to be perfect. And I think that we have come a long way to understand that life is not perfect, right? And and one of the things that I have struggled with in the past is just really feeling anxious about certain things, right? And I was kind of like collecting some photos to do like a decade type of wrap up blog post, and it just I don't want to say triggered, but it just kind of made me really think about all the things that I've been through in my 20s alone. And I just kept thinking, like, the latter will be greater. Like, things, God will not allow us to live a life of pain, to live a life of always constantly struggling and stuff like that, just for no reason. I think that sometimes because we're in it, we don't have the ability to see our way out of it. And so it takes someone like maybe me, right? Maybe I'm your reminder that there is something greater on the other side of this. And so I actually went back to, so that's one. I'm kind of like just speaking randomly, or maybe not randomly. I actually don't like to say randomly because I do feel like these conversations are very intentional. Is my shirt still wet from that water? Some water like fell on my shirt. But I just want to speak freely is what I'm saying. And so I'm going to randomly pick one of the you guys can actually put topics, like comments below, of what are some of the things you want to talk about. And then obviously, like I said in my other video, I may not be able to get to your topic, but maybe I can even make it a video all on its own. So somebody said, actually, Miss Rodriguez, hey girl, I actually met her at a recent event. Letting God in on your goals, dreams, and not being afraid to tell him what it is that you want. Man, that is so good. I think that a lot of, we're learning now, we're making this shift, this turn, that it's okay to talk about kingdom work and legacy and business and money and entrepreneurship. Because as we break this poverty mentality and as we break generational curses for our children, our children's children, and all this other stuff, I think that the conversation needs to happen where we talk about women in business. And a lot of women in business are Christian women. And me as a business owner, I do business as a content creator, as an influencer, as a YouTuber, as a social media freelancer. And I think that is so important for us all to invade this space of the marketplace and to know who the core is that actually initiates these ideas. I invite God into everything, y'all. And I know that sometimes that sounds so like out of this world, but I literally be sitting with God and be like, all right, God, so like what we doing, and like really just reading and trying to learn about things and even learning from people in the Bible, man. Like, Ruth was in the field working. Like, she wasn't just like being cute. Like, sis was working. Sis was working out there, and she was found. And, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But anyway, I think that in order to let God in on your dreams and the things that you aspire to be and your goals and stuff like that, you got to have the conversation with him. Like, you have to let him know. One of the podcasts I love, I've never met her before. Her name is Tatum Tamia, I think her name is. And actually, let me show y'all what her podcast looks like. This is what it looks like. Oh, it went in my ear. I forgot I had this on. Her podcast is called Blessed and Bossed Up. This is what it looks like. Y'all, if you listen to this podcast, make sure you tag her and you let her know where you got sent from, because this girl is anointed and powerful as a businesswoman, but she loves her some Jesus. I'll tell you that. This girl loves her some Jesus. And I say all that to say that, she is an example. Mind you, I don't know her. I just know her podcast. She's an example of a woman who invites God into her business plans, into her model, into her framework. She talks about how God is her CEO. I mean, her podcast is called Blessed and Bossed Up. Like, how much more boss and like Jesus can you get than that? And I just think that it's time for us to not be afraid of like letting God in on our goals and our on the wealth on this side of heaven that we want to experience. There's no wealth ultimately like the presence of God and our inheritance in Jesus, right? I'm not saying that because I know a lot of people get that confused. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that in order to really leave a legacy on this earth, in terms of, being the hands and feet of Jesus, in terms of breaking those generational curses of poverty, all right, and poverty mentality, you have to know what you're doing. So invite God into that. Like, invite God into your goals. Let him know. I remember for a few weeks straight, God was saying, Michelle, what do you want? What do you want in life? What do you want in business? What do you want in love? Like, what do you want? And I was like, God, like, sheesh, like, I don't know what I want. And so I began to kind of write some things of what I want my life to look like and how I want to bless others and how I want to be literally, practically and like financially the hands and feet of Jesus. Not just pray for you and bless you and go. No, I want to put something in your hand. Like, I want you to be able to tangibly walk away from my presence with resources and something in hand. I'm so tired of empty words of people who God has gifted influence to. If you are someone of influence, and if you are breathing, you are someone of influence. I'm not just talking about people with a platform. I'm talking about if you are breathing and you are like literally inhaling and exhaling air in your lungs, you have influence. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't need a platform to influence and to impact the world. And so that's where you have to have a conversation with God and say, God, what would you have me do in this earth to really be the example that you want me to be? And not just prayer is absolutely powerful, but what a blessing it would be to actually tangibly pay somebody's rent, or, you know, bless a single mother, or I don't know, y'all, whatever it is that's on your heart. Those are just some of the things that are on my heart to do. I want to be a blessing in that way. I ain't there yet, but trust me, trust and believe that whatever the little that I have, I'm always like, God, help me to steward this in a way that is going to honor you and not, you know, not set me back in debt and like all these different things. So yeah, that's how I would say that I let God into my goals and into my business and into what I do. And y'all know that I am a huge writer in my journal. Like, I am a journaler. Maybe you're a singer, or maybe you just need to drive around in your car and talk to God. And I think that we just need to get outside of the box of what it looks like to talk to Jesus, of what it looks like to talk to God and have a relationship with him. Explore those things. What do you think those things are? As you guys see, I'm very passionate when it comes to women specifically, just walking out purpose and confidently just causing like this flourish effect on this earth. Like, what are you doing to impact your community? Your community can be literally teenage girls, teenage boys, little girls, little boys, senior citizens, like whoever. Whatever community you're in, like, you are called to impact and influence that community. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys enjoy this topic. Please let me know what you guys think about this topic. This is not just me talking at you. This is a conversation. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you like it. All right, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe for more videos, and make sure you turn on the post notifications so that you guys get notified when I post a video. I think that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.